may have led up to the murder of are coming out today about what may have led up to the murder of 2-year-old Amari Nicholson. Fox 5's Joe Vigil has been covering the story very closely and is live where police say that the death happened.
Yeah, that's right, Kim. So there's a growing memorial here at the Emerald Suites. As you can see, people are lighting candles, they're dropping off balloons and teddy bears. Now, this, as a new arrest report details what happened where the suspect and his girlfriend were living. Amari Nicholson was reported missing Wednesday, and authorities found his body near here yesterday. The boyfriend, Terrell Rhodes, was taking care of Amari while his mother was in Colorado. Now, the arrest report says Terrell Rhodes told a homicide detective Amari urinated in his clothes several times, and Rhodes became upset.
The boy's injuries were pretty severe. All indications are that he was beaten to death and then left in a dumpster.
So once again, a live look at this growing memorial, which includes some kids here right now. Now, police say they found blood where Rhodes was living, as well as a plastic bag with a child's soiled clothes. He is expected to return to court on Monday. Reporting live at the Emerald Suites, Joe Vigil, Fox 5 News, local, Las Vegas.
All right, thank you, Joe. And still a lot of questions remain, including if Amari's mother, Taylor Nicholson, will face any charges. We talked to Metro Police about what is next in the investigation.
It's hard for people sometimes to see just one individual be arrested in a case like this because a lot of people think that more people were involved. We have to go on with what evidence we have. What can we prove? So moving forward, if there are no other arrests or if there are arrests, it's all based on the evidence that we are able to acquire based on the information.
Again, this is an ongoing investigation, and if you have any information, call police. We've been covering Amari's disappearance since the beginning. We have coverage from the latest in the investigation to what the family and friends around Amari think really happened. You can follow the latest updates. Just go to fox5vegas.com.
If you're trying to learn YouTube ads, then this is the most valuable video you'll watch all year. Because I'm Alric Heck, and I've helped my clients.
Welcome, everyone. I hope everybody's doing well. Let me say hello to everyone. All my usual avatars and handles in the house. Mama Jane Star, Katie 2, Tart with a Heart, Janie C, Road King 01, Jessica Shades, Twisted T, Cherry K, Locomai, Mary Quite Contrary, Rockabilly Daisy. Evelyn. Oh man, what just happened here? Oh, I know exactly what just happened here. Linda Lou. Did I say Lokamai already? Well, I'm saying it again. All right. Sabakovic. Right. And let's see who else is in here, man. Agate, Siren Jag, Janet, my man Caleb, Mrs. R&B, Living Chaos, Julie Witcherman, welcome. Phantasmagorical, Amy Jade, Yvette Rangeluccio. Dude, I totally nailed that name, homie. Hell yeah. Yvette Rangeluccio. Haha. All right. Edward Lines. Joanne, Australia. Mama Bear 0613. All right, Louisiana Girl. I feel like, all right. Jessica Moon. Sammy Smith. Susie777, welcome. Live in Chaos. I think I already said that. All right. If I missed you, I'm sorry. NorCal Girl. All right. L House. Okay, guys. All right. This is a real sad case, and it's not like a lot of the other cases. Most of the other cases, if not all of them, that I cover, that where closure for the most part happens so soon, so much closure, not all the closure, because there still has to be a conviction, maybe more than one, and we'll get into that, but definitely at least one conviction needs to still take place before there's absolute closure. So this is a horrible story, and it is, and I warn you, it is infuriating. But the good news is there is a nice lengthy little press conference involving the person now under arrest and little Amari's mother. And you know how we like to break those conferences down, man, don't we? So, and yes, Cherry K is continuing to put those warnings there, guys. So be warned. It's going to be difficult to, just everything all the details of this case are difficult. But before we get into that, I'm going to address a couple of things that are going on in the community. Don't worry. Calm down. All right. This is good stuff. It's good stuff. All right. First of all, I want to congratulate Mexi on one of the most entertaining live streams and chats that I've ever been a part of. And I was blessed. I'm blessed to be a mod for Mexi. So, being there to look out for him as well as enjoy myself in that chat. Mexi, he does paranormal investigations involving true crime, and I'm not gonna lie, some of the stuff that he covers, I'm on the fence about, but I'm never on the fence about where it's coming from in his heart. So I support him. I do. And there's people that I respect that don't, but I understand that. And those people are merely direct family members. And they're fully aware that I support Maxi openly. And I'm proud to moderate for him because he's a very good person. And it was just so, as always, Mexi's just hilarious and super cool and really kind. And it's just, you know, last night was one of my favorite live streams, if not my favorite live stream that he has done. He checked himself, he and his wife checked themselves into the Stanley Hotel. There was, I'm trying to think of the guy's name, that's why I'm having a brain fart right now. Lord, the room was the room of some guy named Lord something Raven. I can't remember his name. And Dawn, yes, I agree with you. Mrs. Mexi is very brave. She is very brave. And yeah, it was truly like, there's Dunraven. Thank you, Alchemy by Stars. Lord Dunraven. So yeah, this guy supposedly, his thing was he essayed women and he murdered men, or essayed some woman and murdered the husband or something to that effect. I don't remember the exact details of it. And yes, Dana Dane is very hot. Dana Dane, he's very hot. Yes, I agree with you. Oh man, I had so much fun in that chat. I'm not gonna go into the stuff that we were talking about in the chat, but it was stuff that I know that he would have found funny if he was reading the chat. Yeah. So, but yeah, Mexi's he's a great dude, man, and it was cool to watch this, because I mean, I'm a skeptic and I'm still like sucked into this stuff. You know what I mean? Like I can't help. I mean, it's just genius content, because even if you're a skeptic, you just can't, there's a part of you that really wants to believe it. You know what I mean? And that's what makes it so much fun. So I you know, and he makes you want to believe it for good reasons. And I love that about him. So if you guys didn't watch that, it's a long one, because he stayed the night in this room with his wife and kind of walked around and gave us a tour of the hotel, and we saw the lobby. And if you guys don't know, the Stanley Hotel is the inspiration for the Overlook Hotel, that is the fictional hotel featured in The Shining, with Jack Nicholson, directed by Stanley Kubrick, and hold on. Caleb Magic, I'm not even going to highlight that comment, but it's funny. But yes, easily my favorite Kubrick movie. I know people would argue, they'll say other movies, but it's my favorite easily. And I'm a big Jack Nicholson fan. There's no secret about that. And so I'm so familiar with this movie, and seeing this hotel that is so, I mean, Kubrick nailed it. You know, I mean, you're looking down that hallway, man, and I'm just visualizing those two little twin girls going, "Play with us, Mexi. Mexi, come play with us." And it was just, yeah, it was super, super fun. You know, so I got a trip down memory lane, and being a fanboy of movies, man, and that being a thing, it was easily my favorite Mexi stream so far. So go check it out. Read the chat, because everybody had a blast in the chat. People were freaking out. We just had so much fun. And which brings me to Save Robbie. I missed Save Robbie's stream today live, but I caught most of the replay, and it's a short one too, but I caught most of the replay when I was lifting and listening, and it was I gotta say, man, kudos to Save Robbie, man. He really put his neck out there for his convictions and what he believes in. He stuck up for fellow creators. He really expressed a real, genuine sense of community, and I just want to publicly say that that I'm really proud to have Robbie as a friend on this platform and in this community, because that's the kind of stuff in somebody that I'm looking for when it comes to people I want to associate with. Absolutely. So that was, it was actually really inspiring, because he was flowing, man. Robbie was going off. But I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. All right, guys, man. I know I lost a lot of you there for a minute, or just trying not to let this make me mad, because it's an internet issue. It's been happening for months, and it's really irritating. They're finally coming out to fix it Saturday. But I didn't want to wait until Saturday to go live and hang out with you guys. I'm just really grateful that you guys, really grateful that you guys get along with each other and chat. This is what I always mean by a certain type of subscriber that I want for my channel. And you guys just being so cool about this. I really, really, really appreciate it. So thank you guys for sticking around and entertaining yourselves by interacting with each other in the chat. So that's really, really cool. And I never do this. I never, ever do this. Okay. But I'm gonna humble myself here. And if this particular thing is a reason that you feel that you want to unsubscribe from the channel, I would ask you kindly to at least wait till Saturday. So because I don't want to lose subscribers based on that, because this is not my fault. And us and Xfinity have been, just going at it, and it's really, really irritating. So, I just want to let you know that I do appreciate you guys being patient with this issue. It's ridiculous. But for those of you who, I don't want this to be a reason why you don't like the channel. I'd rather my big mouth be the reason why you don't like the channel, is my point. So just saying. So anyway, well, the reason why, I don't claim to be a professional in any way, shape, or form, but the word unprofessional definitely comes to mind when it comes to issues like this. It's a bad look, and it sucks. And and the only reason it irritates me so much is because it's beyond my control. I'm real big on accountability and taking things, and I don't let myself get real mad about things, because I can take accountability for that thing. This thing is not my fault, and it's really, really irritating. So it makes me mad. So anyway, right. And so anyway, I was saying, kind of on the same subject, more or less. The sense of community here is big to me, and I'm really proud to have Robbie as a friend in this community, because he really, he really showed some conviction today in what he was talking about, and it really, it really got to me. So good for you, Robbie. I got your six sexy. I got you, homie. So anyway, so we've got this case here, Amari Nicholson, little 2-year-old boy, and this is in Las Vegas. Apparently, Terrell Rhodes, 27 years old, murdered little Amari. And I don't have the arrest report, but he according to the report, he murdered little Amari. He hit him several times, and apparently dumped the body in a dumpster. And says 3 or 4 times, actually, and with a closed fist inside the apartment. Now, supposedly, he was left in the care of Terrell, who is not Amari's natural father, but the boyfriend of Amari's mother. And I don't have her name here. But let me see. Taylor Nicholson. Sorry about that. Okay. So, yeah. So apparently Taylor Nicholson left. Are you kidding? Sorry about that. 1 second. Taylor Nicholson left Amari in the care of Terrell when she went to Colorado. Now, according to her, it was to go take care of her mother because her mother broke her foot or something. And it this doesn't make sense at all to me. You know, I don't know any mother that would do that. Not with a child that small. I don't know any mother that would do that. It's right there. It sounds suspicious. Now, I've heard rumors, and I don't know this to be fact, but I've heard rumors that she is in the sex worker business, and she has an OnlyFans, and he basically acts as, for lack of a better term, her pimp. And this is just something I've heard. I have not read this anywhere just yet. This is somebody I was interacting with, and they told me. And now, yeah, supposedly he was logged on to her OnlyFans when he says he was gone to go look for her. Now, all of this at this point is kind of irrelevant because we're not. This live here, me covering this isn't about us trying to speculate in order to figure out what happened. That's not the point here. We know what happened. This man is under arrest. He confessed. He apparently, once they knew that he was responsible and had enough to arrest him on, there was actually a struggle with the police where he actually took the officer's weapon from him, but it ended up they ended up de-escalating the situation, and he was placed under arrest, and he is now in police custody and being held without bail. So about a week ago, when Amari went missing, they gave a press conference, and we're going to watch that press conference, and we're going to pick it apart, as we like to do here, guys. So give me 1 second. Let me set this up. Dude, my slow ass internet, dude. Like, dude, Comcast is so lucky I don't have like 1 million subscribers, dude. I would destroy them on here. I mean, not actually destroy the company. I'm not delusional. I think I could take the company down, but I would absolutely drag the hell out of them and cause such a ruckus just because their service is so bad and they've monopolized on cable and internet, and it's really annoying because they just don't care about giving you good service. It's really, really, really annoying. All right, so let's get into this.
Okay, and your service. How's the last name? Roltz.
RHODES.
Okay. Do you guys both live in Las Vegas then?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I guess just tell me your thoughts. I mean, this is 2 days now without your son. I mean, what's going through your mind?
We're devastated and hoping for the best of his safe return, and just saying our prayers and hoping that God's looking out for him and that he's not in any type of distress or danger. We just want our baby back as soon as possible in the best condition possible.
Now, look at this is Terrell, okay? Look at his face. He looks like he hasn't slept. Both of them look that way. But now, if you didn't know any better, and if we're giving them the benefit of the doubt, so far, there's not a lot, except, of course, this dude started off with his arms crossed in that defensive position, as we've seen so many times. And we saw that with Chris Watts. So, but there's interesting body language coming from Terrell. Very interesting body language coming from him. Pay attention closely to him.
Your thoughts going to the amount that the father's saying that his sister didn't come get him, and if that's really the case, then where's my son?
I mean, it seems to be, yeah. I mean, there's different stories floating around out there. I mean, can you just explain to me what you think happened?
Now, notice how he refers to Amari as his son. He's trying to put on a facade here, but he's not doing a very good job. This guy's acting skills, I mean, this guy is definitely no Brando.
He had got a knock on the door at 6 in the morning from a lady representing herself as Giorgio's sister, and then situation process, he's trying to call me and figure out what's going on, and I'm asleep in Colorado and I wasn't able to answer in time. So as he's packing the bag, she grabs the baby and runs out to figure out what's going on.
Watch this. Look at this.
I mean, it seems to be, yeah. I mean, there's different stories floating around.
Watch what his reaction is to her talking.
What you think happened? Or
he had got a knock on the door at 6 in the morning from a lady.
He's annoyed at the sound of her voice. He hates her. Is anybody else seeing that? He hates his girlfriend. Yeah, I mean, he didn't even know what she was gonna say yet. As soon as she opened her mouth and he heard her voice, he just, I found that fascinating right away.
Presenting herself as Giorgio's sister, and then situation process, he's trying to call me and figure out what's going on, and I'm asleep in Colorado and I wasn't able to answer in time. So as he's packing the bag, she grabs the baby and runs out the apartment, and by the time he's able to try to find where she went, she was nowhere to be seen.
So you think this was the father's sister who came?
To my knowledge, yes.
And what is her name?
Now, the story here, according to them, is that the boy's natural father, Amari's natural dad, just got out of prison just a couple of weeks ago, or something to that effect. Hasn't seen his son, hasn't had anything to do with his son, Amari. And so she leaves to Colorado and leaves Amari in Terrell's care. And Terrell's story is that, or at least at one point, was that she told him that the sister of the girlfriend, or of the ex, or not the sister, I'm sorry, the girlfriend of the ex-boyfriend was coming to pick up Amari. Then she recants that here. She disputes that and says, I never said that, which we'll get to in a minute. But she's and it's clear because she's defensive about that, because she's like, there's no way that I'm going to get implicated in this, because that comes off, since that's a lie and I know it's a lie, that comes off like I'm an accomplice, like I had something to do with it, like I set it up. So she's not, I'm going to tell you guys, spoiler alert, I do not I do not think that this is over as far as her story goes. I think that if they can find charges, they're going to bring charges on her. And I hope they do, because they should. Because I think she knew exactly what happened to Amari prior to his confession to the police. I think while this was happening, this interview was happening. While this interview was happening, she was completely aware of what happened to Amari and where he was put.
Jasmine Stovall.
Okay, and his sister, and why would she come there?
Not sure. They knew the area where we lived, but they never knew the apartment, so they stalked us until they were able to find where the baby was.
Why would
That's her story. So they followed them, right? That the ex-husband who got out of prison followed them to know where their apartment was, because that's their story. Of course, this interviewer, now I'm loving this interviewer because he's not holding back. He's not holding back in the slightest bit. He is asking hard questions and he's being repetitive in order to break them down. This guy is interrogating them, and it's ballsy. It's super, super bold. And I love it. Because he's on the spot. You're in the court of public opinion. I don't follow the same rules as the police do. You know what I'm saying? As long as I got you out here, you're going to talk, because I know that if you walk away from this interview, it's going to make you look real, real bad. So you have to just sit there and take my questions, and you have to answer them as best as you can. You have no choice. You are on the hot seat. The whole country's watching you. The whole world is watching you.
would she take him?
Because the dad wanted to be in the child's life.
He didn't want to see him getting raised by me and her. He wanted to be in his child's life with the rest of his kids. Apparently, he has a house. He has a stable foundation with 4 other more children, and the only missing piece was Amari.
I've always tried to be in the cordial parent, has never not allowed him to see him or contact him. I've just always told him, as long as you put in the effort to be in the child's life and show that you're trying to be the father, then that's fine. But he wasn't doing that. He wouldn't reach out, wouldn't call. It would always just be a message, and once in a blue moon. It was never consistent, never like he really wanted to do that. And then we had an argument on Monday, and then he did this on Wednesday.
So, you're saying that she came and took him. Has anybody talked to her at this point?
Police talked to her. We've called. They're denying everything. They've been searched, and he's nowhere to be found. So we're just waiting until he shows up somewhere.
So she's saying,
look at how somber she is. Look at how somber she is, and she's just so calm. This is somebody I truly, honestly believe, and I can't say it enough. At this time where she is being interviewed, she is fully aware of what happened to her son, to her little 2-year-old son. She is perfectly aware of what happened, and she is standing up there next to this man, lying for a man who can't even stand her. He can't even stand the sound of her voice.
and I didn't take him,
Yes.
right? So who do you know who went there with him in the first place then?
What do you mean?
With the hotel, who took Amari to the hotel? Was he?
What hotel?
It was one. Weren't they staying at the Emerald Suites?
Yeah.
Yes, that's where we live.
That's where you live.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm confused. So
We live at the Emerald Suites, and nobody knew which apartment or whatever. So they
Look at this
were
guy.
outside watching to see where we were,
okay.
and then that's when they realized, they finally saw Amari and saw him with him, and then that's when they came knocking on the door.
So who was?
Oh,
who was
she's
at the
clearly
Emerald
scared of him.
Suites that day. Then
He was left with Terrell.
with you. Okay. Okay. That's what I thought. And so, can you just explain what were you guys doing prior to, or what were you doing in the morning?
I agree,
Before
Jason.
that occurred, we had just woke up. I had just fed him breakfast, and I was in the room on my phone at this time, laying down. He's in there playing with his toys, and all of a sudden there's a knock on the door, and it was a woman saying that.
This is what pisses me off. Actually, let him finish his story real quick. But sorry, I guys, I'm a little on fire about this one. So
She was her baby daddy's sister,
Mm-hmm.
and she said she was there to pick up my stepson.
Uh huh. And
So,
did you know her? Had you know her?
I never seen any sides of her baby daddy's family, so
So you didn't know
I
this
never
woman.
recognized her.
So then what happened?
So then I go to proceed to, okay, I'm gonna pack him a bag up, pack some of his belongings up, and when that happens, I turn around to call her to tell her if
this guy's like making up a story as he's going on. It's crazy, and it's painfully obvious.
this are this true? Was this really prearranged? She said she
I can't make fun of him. I talk like that. I talk like that throughout my live streams.
don't need anything from my stepson. They got everything they need for him, and basically just took off.
So
Now here's what pisses me off. He just said he said the girl knocked on the door, said, "I'm here to pick up Amari." And dude's like, "Cool. Let me go pack a bag for him. Never seen you before in my life." And it makes no sense to me to pick up my phone and call his mother to verify that somebody who I've never seen in my life is coming to pick up a child that I consider to be my son. So when you've got this person who's completely and totally oblivious to what's going on, because I don't believe that she knew what was going on. I don't think that she knew what was going on at the time. I think that when she came back probably is when he told her. But I mean, yeah. I mean, can you imagine him sitting down with her and saying, "This is what we're going to say. This is our story. I killed your son, but this is what we're going to say because I'm not going to prison for this. Baby, don't you love me? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to prison for this." Or say what I tell you to because I'm going to beat it anyway. And when I do, I'm going to kill you. Who knows? Who knows how he got her to stand up there and lie about the murder of her own child?
so you gave. Did she take him then at that point?
After that, she just basically said she got everything that she needs for him, and just left.
Now, but you didn't know her though, correct? You never seen her. So you didn't? Did you not know this person you're letting take Amari away?
I mean, from my knowledge, I already was told like someone was going to stop by, somebody was going to, but I never knew who. So I still had that in my head that somebody was coming by.
Who said somebody was going to come by?
That's what I was notified from my girlfriend prior to those days leading up.
Okay. So did you tell
see
him
her
that
just
someone
turn flush right there as soon as he said that? As soon as he said, I was told. I mean, he sounds like he feels like he's being interrogated. That right there is a classic sign. The defensiveness. A parent that is worried about their child and is dying to know where their child is saying these questions are not helping in locating our child. I've already told the police everything. This is what he looks like. I don't know where the person is. They're denying it. But I mean, it's crazy because think about it. As soon as you say that, your story is you're naming people that exist. You're not making up, names like Zanny the Nanny or Eduardo. You're not doing that right now, right? You're naming people that exist. So all you're doing is buying time. The cops are going to go over there. The cops are going to check it out. They're going to knock on the door and they're going to be like, is there a child here? Is there a 2-year-old little baby named Amari Nicholson in here? So, I mean, so that lie right there, it's just a matter of time. Her story is, well, they're denying it. What do you mean they're denying it? You don't think the cops are going to like... So right there, that's enough reason for nobody to buy either of their two's story. But right here, he throws her straight under the bus. And he just did.
Somebody get him?
I never said anybody was coming to get anybody. It was, but I did say somebody would be by. So with that being planted in his head, he
That's what I took that as. That's what
took
I.
it as she was there for Amari.
So who do you think actually what came to the door and took him away then? Do we even know?
We know, and police are investigating everything.
This guy hates her. He hates her. Look at him. Like the sound of her voice just gets under his skin.
Doing the best of what they can to try to reach out to everyone and try to find him wherever he is.
And I'm sorry, just so I'm clear then, who do you think came to the door that day and took him away?
His sister.
His sister. Okay.
You see, he's asking the same questions. He's just asking her now instead of him. This guy is digging. I'm loving the way this guy is totally just fearless because he knows he's got them in a totally elevated position. He's got them. If they walk away, they look guilty. If they walk away from the interview, they look guilty, right? So all they can do is freeze up, stand there, and try to answer this guy's questions without being tripped up. So he's aware of this, and he's doing a brilliant job of executing it.
So do you think indeed that was the sister who came that day?
Yes.
To take the... Okay. And what did she say to you? I mean, did you talk to her?
The only words that we had were that she was there to pick up my stepson, and that she already had talked to my girlfriend about it. So when
Okay, wait a minute. So Annie just said something in the chat. And what's up, Annie? Welcome. Where is that? Okay, so Annie says, don't forget Okay, thanks for waiting, guys. I appreciate you. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. So Annie was saying, don't forget, she allegedly had already broken up with him at this point before she returned from Colorado. So this united front is BS. And I can't say that I disagree with that in the slightest bit, because I mean, this is if that's the case, if that's the case, then clearly it indicates to me that this guy is abusive towards her. So, but I don't care about the fact that if she's being abused, that does not excuse to me. It does not excuse her leaving Amari in Terrell's care. If Terrell is abusive, it does not excuse that. As a matter of fact, it's worse. There's just no way that I'm going to leave my kid with what the rumor I heard is her pimp. I mean, yeah, I'm just not buying that, man. I'm not buying it's Jason. I'm with you, dude. It's worse. It's worse. I want to see charges brought up on this woman. I'm not even trying to lie. I want to see charges brought up on this woman. So, sorry, I got to share the screen again on this, and then we'll get right back to it. Okay, guys, give me 1 second. Okay.
To go pack his bags up, get his few belongings together. She already said that she didn't need anything. They had everything for him, and that was it.
You didn't even give him all of his things and stuff then?
She didn't take anything.
She didn't take anything from you guys. Okay. So now, did you okay the sister to come and get him?
And again, with the crossed arms, guys, with the crossed arms, I mean, it's look at the way they're dressed. It's May in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? And somebody in the chat said something about, are they living in a hotel? Let me hold on. But yeah, they're definitely they said they were living in a hotel. So now here's the thing, man. I mean, type of 1, if you think drugs are involved. Type of 2, if there's no reason for you to believe that there's drugs involved. Yeah. Look at those ones. Oh, Annie's being the rebel. Annie's being the one odd person out. So funny. I'll tell you why there's reason to believe that there's drugs involved. The reason that I think that there's drugs involved is I was a manager in the pizza business for most of my adult life. Okay. Not bragging. And whenever drivers got an order for a hotel that people live in, they knew they weren't getting a tip. They oh, damn it. And it's not a racial thing in the slightest bit. It is an addict thing. There are a lot of drugs. People openly do these drugs when they open the door And you see the drugs sitting there on the table when they open the door to get the pizza. I'm not saying that that's the reason, Annie. My chat's going a little too fast here. I don't think it was necessarily drugs. I think he is her pimp and he cares about money and is selfish. That's what I think. I'm talking about, does it play a role in their behavior? Does it play a role in why this woman would leave her infant child, toddler child, in all fairness, in the care of this abusive, controlling shitbag? And it's very common that pimps keep their hookers under control. But a common method is to keep them hooked on drugs, make them dependent on him supplying drugs to them so that they'll do whatever he wants. Now, it's possible, because what I'm trying to do, people, is I'm trying to rationalize why this woman would leave this man in this care, because I'm not convinced. I've never heard of this. Nobody does that. No woman who loves their child will leave their child in the care of a man like this, especially if you already know he's abusive, especially if you know him better than anyone else. Because I don't need to know him well to know what kind of guy he is. I mean, I'm not saying it's a big factor, Annie. I'm just saying that I'm just saying that, I mean, who says that she was going without drugs? You know what addicts do? I mean, they get their drugs, man. They get their drugs, you know. And if she's familiar with the area and has friends in Colorado, she's getting her drugs. I promise you that. I guarantee you that. And it's definitely not difficult for someone who's willing to trade favors for it. And let's be honest, we can't put that past her, considering what she's done. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just speculating here. But we cannot put that past her. So, but it's not an issue that I plan on dwelling on, is the drug use. I'm not going to focus on that. And I'm definitely not going to risk coming off like it's some sort of excuse for her behavior either, because it sure as hell is not. But I am absolutely and totally disgusted with both of these people. So I am hoping that there is some way to bring charges on her. She had to have lied to the police at some point or something, because she's clearly lying here.
No, but his family never knew where we lived. They knew the area, but not the apartment number.
Look at this guy, like, I mean, who just sits there and acts annoyed when they're so worried about, I mean, it's like they're not even trying to fool the public. It's like they're not even trying to. They're just, words are coming out of their mouth, but every aspect about them, every little piece of existence about them, aside from the words coming out of their mouth, but even that makes it clearly obvious that they're lying.
Never spoke to anyone giving the okay for anyone to come and take him or have him or anything. They just showed up uninvited.
Okay. So you never told him that she was coming.
No.
But did you tell him somebody was coming?
Yes.
But did you tell him who was coming?
No.
No. So did you know exactly who was coming? You didn't know? Okay.
When she arrived, that's first thought I had in my head was, so this was the someone, I guess. It was kind of.
Okay. sorry, and just so I'm clear, I'm sorry I keep asking redundant questions, but so are you saying that the sister never had permission to come and get him?
Correct.
She just came and took him?
Yes.
She went to go see, and is anybody bothered with this story? She went to go see her mom, take care of her mom, right? But why wouldn't she take him with her to go see grandma? Now, I get that she's hurt, and I get that, she probably wants to be able to tend to her mom as much as possible. That's a possibility. But there's more reason to take the boy with you than there is to leave him with him. To leave Amari with Terrell. There's more of a reason to take him to Colorado to see grandma. I mean, and that's gonna make grandma feel good. You know what I'm saying? Grandma's hurt. What better than to get to just hold and watch TV with her little toddler grandson? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not. Yeah, it just, the whole thing doesn't make sense to me.
And have you talked to her lately? So I think you just told me that.
No, I haven't spoken to him or to his family in a year and a half. That was the first time that Giorgio went to prison 3 years ago for abusing me while I was pregnant. And he got released last year around August, and he visited him 2 days while he was in town. And that was the only time Giorgio's ever met and seen Amari.
Now, I wonder if he is, I wonder if that's actually true. Because I haven't looked up any like documents or anything like that in this case. So I wonder if that's true, if that's why he went to prison. I mean, I'd like to think that she wouldn't say that unless it could be confirmed, unless it could be verified. But she had to put that in there, just to discredit him that much more. Look at, every time I freeze fame, look at this dude's face, dude. He just can't stand to be there. He can't stand it.
So his family, that was the first time they had seen him.
Now, obviously, anybody in a situation where their child's missing is not going to enjoy standing there giving an interview like that. But what I'm saying is, he is on the hot seat. This is a reaction to him being on the hot seat. Wow. Okay. See, that's good to know. And he's much more well-versed in this case than I am, people. So this is why I keep highlighting her comments. I believe the biodad's family is paying for all funeral expenses, and that's why the grandma said no GoFundMe is needed or wanted. So you know what I mean? That's a good thing, man. I saw another little interview. I probably should have pulled it up, but there was another boyfriend prior to Terrell who got interviewed at the Visual, and there were tons of pictures of him with little Amari, and I got a vibe off that guy that he was just a good dude, I got a vibe off that guy. He was a good dude, and he's really, really upset. And the poor guy, it's sad because it seems like, if I had to guess, he was willing to take on this child as his son and love his mother. And probably had a good idea who she was until it got to a point to where he just couldn't do it anymore. Or who knows what the story is, but you just get a vibe, you get a vibe that he really, really cared for Amari, and you see all the pictures. It's proof, and when you hear him talk about him, he's like, I considered him my own son. He was willing to just, And when that happens, unfortunately, good people, no matter how good they are, when they're in a position like that, they don't have any rights over the child. They don't have any say over anything. And who knows if he wanted to take little Amari from her. Let's see. The grandma said any GoFundMe you see, do not donate. That nobody is creating one. So any that are made are scams, and not to donate, even if Taylor makes one. Her words. Okay, so there you have it, folks. Thank you for that, Annie. That's really important information to have, because I don't want any of you guys trying to do something nice and then end up getting ripped off. So just watch out for that. Thank you for that, Annie. I appreciate it. Yeah. All right. Let's continue with this shit show.
Day of the visit, they haven't been to contact me, they haven't showed any emotion towards this. They haven't contacted me to get the story.
Yeah, you guys are showing tons of emotion right now. I mean, I am moved, people. I am moved by this incredibly dramatic performance. Like, dude, Katie Joy has more personality than this woman.
Haven't contacted me to see where he is. They're not telling me anything, and then he sends a video into the newscasting, and he's smiling in the video. He's not showing any type of emotion, like as if he's really a concern.
What?
It's like he just wants the publicity from it.
The publicity? I haven't heard nothing from this dude.
He hasn't seen Amari much. Is what we were told.
I've been present.
You've been here, okay. So if he really hasn't been around, why do you think now all of a sudden he wanted to be around Amari?
We've always had, like I said earlier, I've always tried to be the cordial person, try to co-parent and whatnot. If he reaches out to me, I respond back. He's asked to see him a few times, but we haven't been able to make that arrangement work out yet. So he
Let me pause this, because you're the second person who told me this. Annie was the first, but you're saying Taylor is a POS. She was active on her OnlyFans page while he was missing. Upped her prices as well. Like, this dude was up there, like, unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. I mean, that is, dude, let me tell you something. That is as grimy as a piece of shit gets. I mean, have you heard anything like that in any case yet? She's doing the talking and the cover up, try to save his ass for him, and he is just watching her do it. Right. And he's not showing the slightest bit of gratitude in the process, which is really, really amusing to me. He's just like looking at her with contempt. They're looking at each other with contempt.
Come out there. He asked to have him for Christmas, and we had already booked plans before he had asked, so we weren't able to make that happen. So he has tried to, but like I said, he doesn't put in any effort into trying to be a father in his life. So I'm not going to send my son to a complete stranger when I've been through that, and I'm trying to give my son the best life that he can and not have to go through the things that I did as in my childhood. So I'm telling him, be more involved, FaceTime more so he can recognize you, so he can get an idea of who you are. And he never wants to do that. He expects everyone to do what he says on his time.
Let me back up just.
And the Academy Award goes to not you.
For a second. So when they came over, you said you called her, right? And you didn't talk to him right away?
No, I was still asleep. So my phone, I didn't hear the first few calls until it was already too late.
And when was it? How long was it when she came and took Amari till you actually finally talked to her?
It wasn't that long. Probably like a minute. 2
Oh,
minutes.
just
I
quick
called
then.
repeatedly until
Okay.
she answered the phone.
And then what did you do after she left with him?
I went running around and
I noticed that too, Loda Lee. I noticed that too. Like, that spoke volumes to me too when I first watched this. That spoke volumes to me. And it's funny because normally I do like reaction to these things. But I couldn't wait. I had to watch this. And yeah, I noticed that too, Luda Lee. I mean, what that tells me about this guy is he's that controlling. I don't think that was her idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that was her idea, considering what we know about this guy so far. Like, I wouldn't put it past. OnlyFans is a subscription site where you pay a monthly fee. Thank you for the plug. I hope they sponsor me. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put that past Louisiana girl. I wouldn't put it past her. Yeah, Luda Lee, well put. Well put. He branded her. Wow, you guys are on fire with these comments tonight. Yo, and thank God Tent to Life came in here, man, because I like she's dropping like some real information here. So I'm real grateful. Thank you for that.
complex. Just trying to search for any type of whereabouts or if I see anything.
So so when you finally did get a hold of her, what did you tell her?
I asked her, was anybody supposed to come get him? Was that who she was talking about when she said someone's going to be bought?
And what did you say?
No.
I was in panic mode and I told him no.
Okay, so now you were thinking, okay, I was not.
I've never even
supposed to do
seen that
whatever the
site.
case. And then so you
Like,
started
I'm too
running
lazy and
around,
old
looking
school.
around. Can you tell me?
Annie, I'm too lazy and old school. Like, I just go on the internet and just, I go to your old classic basic sites. That's it.
More about that?
There's nothing. I was running around, found nothing, seen nothing. They were already gone.
He never handed the baby off to anybody. She took him.
So there was no reason to look. Now, when did you call police? Did you call?
Right after.
And what did they tell you?
They came out and it was a misunderstanding, said it was a civil matter and stopped the pursuit of a missing
Thanks, Annie. Appreciate you. See you soon.
child until I arrived into town at 3. And well, the plane landed at 2:30, so I made it home around 3. And that's when they started the actual investigation.
So when did you leave to go to Colorado?
I left on Friday.
About what time?
About 4.
4. Did you fly or drive?
Flew.
And what time did the plane leave ish?
Like around 3:50.
3:50. And what airline was it?
Frontier.
Frontier. Okay. And tell me again why you were in Colorado.
My mom got attacked by a dog, and the dog ate her ligaments, chewed her foot up, and she needed surgery for 2 hours and got over 60 stitches in her foot.
Okay.
And so she's crippled on a scooter, can't walk, can't do anything. So I went out there to help take care of her.
And so you got there on Friday, correct?
Correct.
At what time did you get in? I'm sorry.
I got in around like 5 or 6.
5 or 6. Okay. And then you stayed there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, right?
Yeah, Wednesday's when I came back out here when I heard what happened.
And what time did the plane leave on Wednesday and get back here?
It left at 1:30 and it got here at 2:30.
2:30. Was it Frontier?
Yes.
Again? Okay. And I mean, what were you doing all this time after he told you this? I mean, were you just freaking out, or what were you?
Panic mode, freaking out, crying, screaming, just my baby's gone.
Yeah.
And I'm hundreds of miles away and I can't go out and look for him. So I'm rushing, driving to the airport. My mom lives in the country, so it's a 2.5-hour drive to the airport. So I'm speeding through all these little hick towns, trying to hurry up to get to the airport because my baby's missing, and I need to hurry up and get home.
Yeah. And what would you say to Amari? I mean, she's out there watching, and it's TV, or the sister's watching, or whoever's. What would you say to him?
If anybody got him, bring him back.
He,
Anybody know anything, let us know.
Mommy and Daddy loves him, and we hope that he's okay and playing happy, and we're gonna bring him home soon.
I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, it just must be to not have the little boy. I mean, anybody who has a child would just be going, "What the heck?"
It's
You know?
sickening.
Look at him. He's got his back turned,
He's
pulling a
defenseless,
Letitia
and
stock right
rightfully
now.
so. He can't defend himself. He can't, say I'm done here and I'm coming home. He can't walk. He doesn't know anything. And to do this to a child
This is interesting. Now watch what she does here.
is disgusting. When in reality, all you needed was communication.
And I know that a lot of people are. There's a lot of things.
Did you see that? Did you see that? She knew what happened. What happened. I don't think that she doesn't feel bad. I don't even think that she doesn't feel guilty. You know, I'm not ready to not give that to her. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ready to not give that to her, but it doesn't excuse what she did in the slightest bit. It doesn't excuse what she's doing right now, what we're watching in the slightest bit, which is lying to protect that piece of shit. Yes, Jessica Shades, I completely agree with you. He is excellent. He's doing such a great job. Nicole H., what do you mean kid was dead before she left? How do you know?
There's probably some rumors floating around. There's all probably kinds of crazy talk happening. People might start pointing the finger at your boyfriend, or maybe even you. I mean, what would you say if that starts to happen? What would your response be to that?
It's inaccurate. It's a bunch of strangers just reading comments and not understanding the situation, not understanding the background, and just trying to put their 2 cents into it.
Oh, thank you for that, Letitia. Thank you, Letitia.
It's all inaccurate. All this negative, hateful energy.
Does that not sound so familiar? Come on.
Me and him can be put into trying to find our baby and bring him home instead of causing more drama. I mean, we're hurting.
Yeah, Corey H. That speaks volumes right there.
Distraught over this. We're a complete mess, breaking down. And reading all these things and seeing all these hateful things is not helping the situation at all. If we knew where our son was, we would bring him home.
Is there anybody in the family pointing the finger at you at this point? Have you heard anybody talking bad about you?
His side of the family, of course. We've never had the best relationship, even when me and baby daddy was together. His family didn't like me because I was white and didn't approve of our relationship.
No. Hold on. I mean, maybe that's the case, but I'm going to venture to guess that the reason why they didn't like you is because you're a hooer. Now, I'm not trying, I'm not shaming sex workers. Okay. I'm not at all. I'm not shaming sex workers. Just saying that a sex worker doesn't really mind being called a hooer. I hear them say it, call themselves that in porn. So just before I get attacked, just saying. But when you're a hooer, you're like your father of your kids' parents are probably not going to approve. I mean, I'm just taking a stab in the dark here. I don't think, when you're a hooer, that's not mommy's dream of the daughter-in-law coming up, or dad's. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Nothing wrong with being a hooer if that's what you choose to do with yourself. That's cool. But don't be surprised and don't, you know, if it's not true, don't make it a race thing. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was. Maybe it was. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I'm saying, like, I'm going to venture to guess that his parents didn't like her because she was a hooer.
And so it's always been bad blood in the family, especially after he went to prison. They blame me for it when really it was his actions. You know, he was the abuser, not me. His own actions put him there.
And lastly, and I'm sorry, I'm going to ask you this again, but can you say who you think was going to come and get him? You told your boyfriend that somebody was going to come and get him. Who was that?
I never said anyone was going to come and get him. It was, like I said, it was a misunderstanding. The only person that I would have sent over there would be my grandmother.
Okay. So you didn't tell him, hey, someone's coming at some point. I said
somebody would be pulling up and I'll let you know when, but I never said for what or anything.
This is so ridiculous. This doesn't make sense. So she's admitting to saying that she oh god. She's admitting to saying that she texted to let him know after a fight, right? Or a disagreement as they refer to it. Road Kigo one. Yeah, Luda Lee, I completely agree with you. It makes absolutely no sense. It doesn't. I mean, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. You're gonna sit here and be like, oh well, yeah, I told them somebody was coming, but I didn't say who. But at what point? Now this is where the interviewer drops the ball. Unless he said it and I missed it, because he's probably asked, why did you say that? Who was coming? Right? I mean, that's what I want to know. I want to know her answer to who was coming. If she says that she texted him and said somebody's coming, wouldn't it make sense that she would answer who?
Misunderstanding. We had our little disagreement, and I'm poking the bear, he's poking the bear back, and so I, let out the comment, and coincidentally, it matches.
Okay, so I see what she's trying to say here. She's trying to say that they were having a fight, and she's implying that she threatened him, that somebody was coming to get him. Basically, that's the implication here. Well, it was in the heat of things, so it makes sense that it comes off like they're trying to make it come off like it's a threat, that she was threatening him. Yeah, Luda Lee. Yeah, we're on the same page.
People are going to hear that. Well, I told
now,
now
we are.
Might be coming, but I'm not really.
We just had a disagreement. He was distraught that I was gone, and he wanted me to come back home and be with my family. And
yeah. Like somebody's gonna roll up on you. Somebody's gonna roll up on you. Run up and catch this fade.
Told him that I needed to take care of my mom for the moment, and so he was just upset about it and was emotional over it. And
are you talking your boyfriend or the dad?
My boyfriend.
Your boyfriend. Okay.
My boyfriend was emotional that I wasn't in Vegas anymore, that I was in Colorado, that he was upset that I had left him.
Okay. And so, did you say that meaning, somebody's going to come get him because I'm mad at you and I'm just going to take him? No. I mean, just okay.
Just if he needed help, or if to come get some more of my stuff, or okay. I never intended for anyone to come and get him on.
Okay. And can you just kind of clarify that? I mean, again, I know that people are going to hear that and say, well, she's saying this and saying that. I mean, so you didn't tell, I mean, what exactly did you tell him? Who was going to come or who wasn't going to come?
When me and Terrell had our disagreement of me being gone, I had texted back and said that I had
Dude, yeah, this girl sucks. I mean, she's terrible. She's an awful person. I'm sorry. You just are. Like, normally I would never be like, oh, blame, it's not fair to blame the other parent because she's not, you know what I'm saying? Like comparing it to like, say if I was accusing or saying that Al Stock is responsible for Gannon's death, you know? No, I'm not saying that's not what this is. What this is clearly a pimp and an abuser, and I can't imagine why he would want. Wait a minute. It just hit me. It just hit me. It makes sense to me that he would insist on her leaving the baby there to ensure that she comes back. She doesn't leave him. So he holds the baby for collateral, for ransom, for collateral for her. That's why he was left with Terrell. I'm willing to bet on that. That's how sure I am of that. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong, but that makes, out of everything that I've speculated on so far, that makes the absolute most sense to me. Well, listen, Cherry K, I'm not reading the chat all that much.
said clarified for what, for who, for anything, and
Don't get timed out again.
and I never even contacted anybody to come get him or no nothing. And so when she did show up, he had that in the back of his head, so he thought that's what I meant when I never gave permission to anybody to come and take him.
And why did you say that? Because you were upset?
We were both upset, and just he pokes the bear, I poke the bear back.
Okay. And you're talking about your boyfriend.
Yes.
And okay.
I mean, this whole story, it sounds confusing. It sounds like we're lying. It sounds like it's a whole, it's just a big confusion.
Right.
And the circumstances of everything else, it makes it look that way too. But Terrell loves Amari like he's his own. He's been the one who's been taking care of Amari. Amari loves Terrell just as much as he does. If you ask Terrell, he'll sit here and tell you that Amari has his DNA. That's how far he really feels that that's his son.
Mm-hmm.
And at
That's not how DNA works, idiot.
this point, you can't sit here and say anything negative for a man to be taking care of another man's baby. He's sitting here doing the job himself when Giorgio could have been doing that, but he chose not to.
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
Okay.
dude.
So the
Wow.
intent of that comment was you were upset, and you were trying to kind of hurt him at the
And
point.
take into consideration what Annie was saying earlier in chat, man. Take into consideration that this family, this people that she's sitting there talking about, this guy's family is willing to pay everything. They don't want to GoFundMe. They said, if you see a GoFundMe out there, it is a scam. And look at how she is destroying their character here. That's infuriating in and of itself.
I poked the bear, he poked the bear.
Basically, you're in a relationship. You know everything about the person. You've been around them so long. You know their flaws. You know their what makes them happy, what doesn't. So we're sitting here arguing, and we take it a little too far sometimes.
But people are going to say, well, my gosh, why did he give the child to somebody he really didn't even know?
He never handed the baby off to anybody. She was standing in the door frame. It's a weekly, so it's all open floor plan and whatnot. So he had turned his back to go pack the bag and call me, And at that point, when he was calling me, I was asleep, so I couldn't hurry up and answer. So she grabbed Amari because he's running around playing with his toys. She grabbed him and said she didn't need anything and rushed out the house. So by the time that I had answered,
Linda Lou, no, he's apparently he killed, according to him, what he told police was that he killed him, he beat him, uh, hit him with his guys, try to think of it like a really long pain in my balls smoke break. I promise you, it's just as irritating to me as it is to you, because I was really enjoying our conversation. But yeah, so we will continue it now, and it may happen again. And for those of you who stick around, I appreciate it. But I'm not. Yeah, I'm finishing my fucking live. Fuck you, Comcast.
He ran downstairs and she wasn't in the parking lot. She wasn't on the property. They were already gone.
Oh, so let me. So what floor were you on?
We're on the third floor.
You're on the third floor. Okay, so were both of them up on the third floor? Amari and your boyfriend were both up there. And when did she take him? When he was upstairs, or was he somewhere else?
Upstairs. They were in the apartment the whole time. She stood in the door frame when she took him.
Okay, and then when did he see her take him?
Yes.
And then he didn't say anything because he thought somebody was coming, correct? And then they just left.
He was just trying to call me and understand what was going on because he was clueless as well.
Yeah.
So by the time that I had answered the 2 minutes later, it was too late.
Okay. And did he see what kind of car she was driving or anything like that?
Nope.
Do you think that he shouldn't have given him to her?
You see what he did right there? You see what he did right there? He just said, did you see what kind of car she was driving? And she said, no. Now, she also didn't say, no, I wasn't there. I told you. I was in Colorado. But she, she. Quick, sorry guys, let me catch up here with what I'm doing. All right. Yeah, so she's she is not actually denying right there in that statement. So I wonder if that was just a slip up. Let's watch it again, because maybe he said, are you sure, did he see the vehicle drive away?
It was too late.
Okay. And did he see what kind of car she was driving or anything?
Hold
like
on.
that?
I got right there.
Door frame when she took him.
Okay. And then when did he see her take him?
Yes.
And then he didn't say anything because he thought somebody was coming, correct? And then they just left.
He was just trying to call me and understand what was going on because he was clueless as well.
Yeah.
So by the time that I had answered the 2 minutes later, it was too late.
Okay. And did he see what kind of car she was driving?
No, I think I'm wrong. I think he said, did he see what kind of car she was driving?
Anything like that?
Nope.
Do you think that he shouldn't have given him to her?
He never gave her.
So she just took him, is what you're saying. He didn't physically say,
No.
here you go.
No, he wasn't even able to give her any of his belongings. She took him and left.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anything else that you want to say? What else did I miss, or what do you think is important for people to know?
I mean, Giorgio sitting over here posting pictures of him and Amari together when those pictures was the one and only time that he ever met him, and that was a whole year and a half ago. And now they're posting a bail, or not a bail, they're posting a reward, and sitting here denying that they have Amari, sitting here pointing fingers at us when, if Terrell didn't even know that he had any siblings or knew any about his family background, why would he make up saying that his sister took him when he didn't even know that he had a sister? And Terrell didn't give the baby to nobody. Somebody came and took him.
He knew,
like I said,
he knew he had a sister because you told him. You came up with the story. You helped him come up with the story.
He loves Amari like he's his, and he's a complete mess over this. I'm a complete mess over this. We just want to bring her.
No, you're not.
Right. And so, we're asking for the public to just share the post on Facebook, share the news things, and let let the word be out so everyone can be on the lookout for where Amari is, and if they see Amari, and to hurry up and bring him home because his family misses him.
Have you talked to police lately? I mean, what are they telling you? What are you telling them at this point?
I mean, I'm giving the police everything of our knowledge of what's going on, our knowledge of where he could be at, and they're writing everything down, looking into everything, and they're doing the best that they can, and we're just trying to help influence them into looking into the right direction.
Okay. And do you think they're doing enough at this point? Or
I feel like they could be doing a lot more. I mean, he was missing for 8 hours and nobody was looking for him because of a misunderstanding over the phone when they could have just made another phone call and verified.
so do you think they should have looked more right away and started a
Yes.
search at the very right when you called?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else you want to say to people, or any other thoughts that you have?
I just want him back. I just want him back where he needs to be.
Remember that song? Y'all remember that song? I just want him back. I just want him back. Let me see it in the chat, guys. Let me see it in the chat. I just want him back. Let's watch that one more time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Or any other thoughts that you have?
I just want him back. I just want him back.
And with the laughter, and with the chuckle. It's uncanny, isn't it? I mean, yo, it's fascinating how uncanny this moment is. The only difference is Watts had his arms crossed. Wow. I think this has been the most fascinated I've been with anything Watts related in 2 years. In 2 years. But it is uncanny, the similarity of that delivery of that sentence. Incredible to me.
Back where you need to be. Back with us. Like people is making this a finger pointing game, and this is not a finger pointing game. My son is really missing, and that's how the family's saying that they don't know where he is or what's going on. So
Wow.
it's it's a lot.
Wow.
It's a lot.
At this point, they're just
Hey, guys,
letting
well,
them
thanks.
talk.
Appreciate it.
Real smart, too.
Did you guys call? I know that on apparently.
She's got the little crown.
No, we weren't able to.
She's got the little crown tattoo on her ring finger. And she's got a portrait. That's interesting. She's got a portrait of what it looks to be Amari on her arm there. And she's covering it up. She's folding her arms and she's covering up the portrait. Shouldn't she be like, this is my son? Like, if you see him, please. Or with a picture, you know, or with her phone, holding it up to the camera. You know, this is my son. Incredible.
We were together 4th of July of 2018. Amari was born. Be a father now, but I told him that I wasn't going to take him to him until Amari was able to recognize who he
This
was.
reporter is shrewd, man.
You needed to do more things before you were trust him.
A chat with Amari, and then I said, okay, cool. And then once we go from there, we can work towards visits or whatnot. I mean, he lives 6.5 hours away. I'm not gonna just go drop my son off at a stranger's house
Mm-hmm.
and something happened, and I'm sitting at work.
Luda Lee. Luda Lee, I
Sarah, you
like
talk,
you.
you said you
You're
wanted to-
you've been dropping some bombs in my chat today, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm enjoying it.
Took things into his own hands.
So you wanted, but did you ever do any with him?
No, because I was out of town. I didn't have a
Oh yeah, of course. Okay. So you were talking about when you came back.
Yeah.
Do it. I didn't take anybody. I had
I
nothing to
find
do with
it
that.
disgusting because Amari doesn't know anybody. You know?
Dude, why would you do that to yourself, dude? I mean, look, I love tattoos. You know what I'm saying? I love tattoos. But man, you're going to get this dude's name tattooed on your neck with a crown. And I wonder if the crown is gang affiliated in some way, shape, or form. But it's irrelevant to the murder of little baby Amari. May he rest in peace. Poor kid. You know, fuck. You know, it just breaks my heart that you know you look at these people and you know that he never stood a chance because they're just trash human beings who will stand there and lie to the world after you know she knows that this man did this to her son. She knows it. Oh, Luda Lee, man, if you yeah, if you like to get fired up over stuff like that, man, I cover that stuff here a lot. I cover baby killers a lot, man. I don't like them. Yeah, and we need to bring more attention to this problem. The you know, the system needs to do better, man. They need to do a better job of protecting these kids. And now I don't know if this case really applies to that. I don't know if they get government assistance or anything of that nature. I don't know. But the issue here, you know, I mean, you look at little Gabriel Fernandez, man, and the system absolutely failed that kid. A kid, you know, and he dies the same way. Little Amari Nicholson died the same way Gabriel Fernandez did. We don't know to what extent Amari was abused on a regular basis. I mean, it's actually naive to assume that this is the result of him putting his hands on Amari for the first time. All right. You know what? I will open up panel, people. That way somebody can hold things down if my internet cuts out again. Dude, I swear, my mod team is my favorite mod team ever. Guys are so much fun. Yeah, man. This is over anyway. I'm tired of looking at these people. Yeah. So so this guy wrestled with the police. He had a tussle with the police and he took the gun from one of the officers. But nobody managed to get shot, you know? So that's great. I mean, I know some of you are thinking, well, it's a shame he didn't get shot. Well, no. I want this guy to see his day in court, and I want him to have to look at the families of this little boy, and I want them to get to witness him get justice. That's what I want. The people who are taking care of the funeral arrangements for Amari. I want to see him stand in front of a judge and I want to see him plead guilty because I think that's what he's going to do anyway. And I want to see him sentenced. And I want to see people have a chance to address him in court the way that Chris Watts' family addressed him in court. But man, wasn't it shocking how familiar that was? I can't get over that. That was so weird. What's up, Louisiana girl?
Hey, yeah. I am so fired up over this case because it pisses me off.
Yeah. I stumbled
I'm
across it.
censoring. I'm
stumbled
censoring
across it
myself.
because I'm
Well,
subscribed to a couple of news channels, and then I'm subscribed to a news channel in Las Vegas, and I saw the thing, and I was like, "What in the hell?"
Well, and dude, in our super secret whatever, I'm going to post another case that will totally flip you off. I'm pretty sure. But regardless, I honestly believe he was pimping her out. She had to go to Colorado to take care of her mom. He made her leave that baby. She does not get off in my eyes at all.
I mean, but she might because she's not under arrest yet.
Well,
She hasn't
I
been
know.
charged with anything.
I don't care. I'm a mom.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving.
Most everybody in this chat is a mom. I agree with you.
I'm not leaving my kid in that situation.
I don't know
But-
a mom that would.
But here's the thing that blows my mind. From what I've read or seen, she chose. Okay, so what's her name? What's the mom's name? I just lost it.
Taylor.
Taylor's mom sent plane tickets for both her and Amari.
Yeah, he
What?
definitely I'm convinced he definitely
Put that child hostage.
yeah, I agree.
I mean,
I absolutely feel that that's what happened.
her mom sent one-way plane tickets, not back and forth, one way. And she
Oh, it was one way. So where are you sure this is accurate? Where did you hear this?
I've seen it through 3 or 4 different sources. I've seen it through
Sources being like people in chats?
No. Like news platforms.
Okay. All right.
No. I'm talking about local news platforms. It's been reported, at least. I'm not saying that it's absolute because, hell, I'm not there. I don't know. But sent both the baby, Amari, and Taylor one-way plane tickets to Colorado.
That's interesting.
And she, regardless, I mean, I get it. Choices are choices. And when you don't have much to fall back on and you have a possible threat in your face, what are you going to do? I'd take a gunshot in the face before I left my kid in that situation. But I don't know. But reportedly, they got into a fight while she was in Colorado and she broke up with him. While she was in Colorado, while Amari was in his custody.
Yeah. Annie did mention that she had broken up with him prior to her leaving to Colorado.
Mhm.
So that does make sense that those tickets would be one way.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Because her mom was trying to get her out of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me absolutely sick.
Yeah. But
I can't.
yeah, yeah. That's got to be the only way that she doesn't get charged, if that's the case.
Oh,
You know
no,
what I
no, no.
mean?
I think she needs to be charged regardless because she covered up.
Yeah. Well, Louisiana girl's saying that, Erica. She's saying that she did have 2 tickets. That her mom provided them.
Yep. And she's provided like screenshots of all of the plane tickets. That's been verified.
Yeah, so yeah, and it makes sense too. It adds up because they had a fight too. So yeah, they had a fight, and
I'm not even sure how she got
like,
back.
did you notice how he was looking at her? Like when she opened her mouth, as soon as she started talking, he started rubbing his face. I think it was a mixture of him just being of contempt of her, and then having contempt over her for another reason, which to me was because he was afraid of her at that moment. He's never been in a position where he was afraid of her. So right now, he's afraid of her. In that interview, he's afraid of her because at any given moment, she could just be like, this motherfucker killed my kid.
Absolutely agreed.
This
But
guy just killed my kid, and I got to stand up here. At any given moment, she could have done that. So he was angry with her, and he was also angry. He was angry with her because he just didn't like her in the first place. I mean, you're pimping her out. He just didn't respect her. He didn't, you know what I mean? And then the next thing you know, he's in a position to where she's basically got a gun to his head. You know what I mean? I mean,
he had no idea how to react to that.
Right. She at any moment could have just blurted out. Yeah. And yeah, he blames her. I'm sure he blames her. That's what these people do, man. That's what these killers do. These child killers always blame the spouse, the other person. They don't, they or it's somebody else, and they never take any accountability. It's always somebody else's fault, and they're always a victim. You know what I mean?
Disgusting. So apparently, and I do not know the geography around this area well. I've seen a couple of maps, but like she was steering them away from searching around the McDonald's. Apparently, there's a McDonald's that's close up between the 2 live-in no-tell motels. And there's like a McDonald's, and she's constantly steering them away, like the searchers, away from that area, which, from what I understand, and I could be wrong, but it's really close to where the baby was. Like,
yeah, it was like a nearby. Yeah, I think it was a nearby spot. Let me see where.
Zero sympathy for her.
So where? Okay, so Amari's body was located Wednesday near the 400 block of East Twain Avenue, just south of the long-term stay complex where he last seen.
It was right behind the office.
So they're right. They're saying it's just south of it. Just south is
and he was like, "Don't go search there."
Yeah, they said not to search there. Like they make it. I think it was her that actually said not to.
She did.
Wasn't it her?
Yes, and that's what makes me just.
So what?
I'm trying to censor myself.
Wow.
Makes me so angry. Like, really? And I'm not sure how she managed to come back from Colorado back to Nevada from her mom's house, because her mom has thrown her to the wolves. She's like, if she needs to go to jail, put her in jail. Like, there are no holds barred there.
All right, so I want to share something real quick. This just came through Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. This is unrelated, but the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation just tweeted there's an endangered child alert. We need your help. We need your help to find Jaylee Cheyenne Smith, a 13-year-old missing from Marion County. She's 5'8", 160 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. Spot her. Call 1-800-TBI-FIND. 1-800-TBI-FIND or the Marion County Sheriff at 423-942-2525. And I'm going to go ahead and just pull up that tweet.
I'm hoping that she's being a stupid teenager.
I'm hoping so too. We don't know any of the circumstances. I mean, she's a big girl for 13, so hopefully she's going to be easy to spot. If she's in public, so that hopefully will work in her advantage.
Absolutely. Like I said, I'm hoping that she's being a stupid teenager.
Right. Lord knows I've made my little disappearing acts when I was her age.
I didn't until I was in my 20s.
But they said child endangerment alert, so you know what I mean?
No, I get it. But you know what? I think I've gotten 3 or 4 of them, which is kind of alarming. Here recently, locally. And they're popped up relatively quickly, being stupid teenagers. It
For sure.
And we all hope and pray that that's what's happening with that one.
Where's this? There it is.
But Will, seriously, go look up the Alabama baby.
No, I'm not gonna do that right now, but
No, I'll post it. I'll post a link. But it's absolutely insane. 5 weeks old. 5 weeks old. It makes you sick. But to get back to this, what we're talking about, I honestly believe that he was whipping her out. He didn't give her much of a quote unquote choice. She went to go take care of mom.
Yeah, I'm quite certain that that's the case. All right, so hold on.
All right, I'm going to bed.
All right, good night, Louisiana girl. Thank you.
Good night. Love y'all.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go over this one more time because it's important. That's Jaylee Cheyenne Smith, 13 years old. So if anybody in the Tennessee area or any states surrounding Tennessee, keep a lookout for Jaylee Cheyenne Smith, a 13-year-old missing from Marion County. 5'8", 160 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. See if there's another picture. Spot her. Call 1-800-TBI-FIND or the Marion County Sheriff at 423-942-2525. That is 1-800-TBI-FIND or the Marion County Sheriff at 423-942-2525. All right. Yeah, so I mean, these people, man, that hurt kids, dude. And they've messed it up for everybody. They've messed it up for everybody. They've messed it up for everybody. And you know, I think about it. Think about it. Like, kids are cool, man. You know what I mean? Like, there used to be a time where it was perfectly okay for a grown man to look at kids playing and think, man, you know, that's a beautiful thing in life, you know, youth, and they're having fun, you know, and you could look and gaze upon them and admire them, and there was nothing wrong with it because it wasn't coming from a gross, disgusting place. But now that so many people are out there doing this, people who genuinely like kids, for kids just being kids and respect their innocence, you can't even just, you know, take a second to admire them anymore. That's so messed up. Like, when you really think about that, that is so messed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I like to watch kittens playing on YouTube and puppies. You know what I mean? I like to watch puppies and kittens playing because it's like, man, that's adorable. That's great. You know? Doesn't mean I want to fuck a kitten. You know what I'm saying? And now just because just because these disgusting people are out there, you know, it's a shame, man. It's a shame where we're at right now. It's just a shame where we're at right now, man. Breaks my heart. I don't know, man. But the positive side of this is that the community and everybody is not fretting anymore as to what happened to Amari and who did it, because the person is in custody and he's confessed. And chances are there'll be swift justice here, because if he confessed, you know, the evidence against him is going to be overwhelming because they found Amari's body and he probably told them where it was. I'm not sure if that's true though. I'm not sure if that's true. But yeah, they have Amari's body. So they have, hopefully, they have plenty to convict him, but more importantly, hopefully, plenty to get him to just plead guilty and just face whatever justice has in store for him. I mean, and you know, putting the time and money into a trial when we know he did it. You know what I mean? That actually makes me mad. That makes me mad when these people go to trial. Dude, yeah, man. I mean, I say this all the time, folks. I say this all the time. Thank you, Stella Petro. Man, that is so cool. I appreciate that. I say this all the time, man. Justice is justice to me. Don't mean, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got to have nothing to do with it, you know? But justice is justice to me. I'm not going to shed a tear for a person capable of something like that, no matter what happens to him. God willing, the family gets the closure that they deserve. Right, guys. Yo, you guys are awesome. Yeah, man. And if you guys aren't in my Patreon, man, join my Patreon. You know what I've been doing? Man, yeah. We just get hammered and talk about a retro crime case, man. We just pop open something. Last week for me, it was Gentleman Jack. Sipping on it, had some ice in there, man. It was just chill and fun. Yeah, we had a blast. I wish I could remember it. I remember having fun, but yeah, we had a blast, man. And so I would love to have the more the merrier, man. We have so much fun. And even if you don't drink, man, and that's not your thing, as long as it doesn't bother you to see other people drinking, I understand. If you're in recovery or something like that, man, that's total respect. But it's just something that we do, and it's fun, and you know, like I said, the more the merrier. So and yes, again, apologies for the internet. So Saturday, technically tomorrow here, I will have the Comcast guy here, and I'm glad that I get to do it. You know what I mean? Because I know my roommate's perfectly capable of doing it, man. I mean, he's been doing everything, as far as that goes. Fantastic. You know what I mean? But I'm the one who's going to be here for it, and I get to see to it myself, and I feel pretty confident about what I got to say to this guy to make sure that when he walks out of here, my internet is working properly. But I don't even know what the topic's going to be. I'm not even sure. Because we'll either do it Saturday night or Sunday, or I'll just do a live Saturday night here and then do one Sunday. Because, actually, no promises yet. I may go live tomorrow afternoon, early afternoon, because the Barry Morphew affidavit, the Barry Morphew arrest affidavit, could very well be released in the morning. So if that happens, I will be going over that affidavit here on this channel. So yeah, KDK, much respect to you. Much respect to you. And I love Robbie and respect Robbie for his journey on this, man, because he's a badass. It's something that he felt he needed to do to improve himself. And he's very open about it, and sharing it with the people that he considers his friends in this community is something that brings him joy and brings him happiness. And so I support that 100%, because what I want to see from my friends, I want to see them happy, and I want to see what makes them happy. And especially if it's an exercise in self-improvement. So why the hell do people have a problem with that? It just tells you the kind of character somebody who has a problem with that is. That's all I'm saying. Anybody that's going to trash it, anybody who's going to demean it, anybody who's going to use it to throw in his face, that's not acceptable to me. You're to me, that's human garbage that would do something like that. So anyways, I will let you guys know what the next Patreon stream will be. I've got a couple of ideas, but I'm not 100% sure. Wait, man. Yeah, I might have to. Okay, we can still do it Sunday. Ooh, but I may not drink for that one, guys. I still do a Patreon, but I may not drink for that one, guys. I hope you still are into it. Because I was moving things around here on Monday. So yeah, I don't want to be all I want to be 100% on Monday. So yeah, Sunday, yeah, it's not going to be, maybe a couple of beers, but nothing, definitely not Oakleaf. So, man, wow, you guys are really awesome, man. I really, really, really appreciate all you guys logging on. And yeah, man. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow afternoon if the Morphew affidavit drops. So if it does, I will see you then. But regardless, we will do this again very soon, my friends.